I don't know. What could I role play?
So you're going to talk about lead gen. And I really want to get focused on the type of lead gen that you want to do. So what are you leaning toward?
Well, I think I'm really focused on, I believe I'm going to go with lead gen by doing open houses.
Okay.
Or not.
What's the knot about? Tell me what the knot is about.
No, I just don't. I know me. I know most likely if I'm out and about, I might not have a conversation with anyone that may lead to real estate. You know what I mean? Not that I'm afraid of it.
But if somebody's coming into an open house, isn't that logical to have a conversation about?
Well, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I would like to lead gen through open houses versus in my everyday life being out and about. You know what I mean?
Got it. Okay. All right. So let me do some best scripts for agents. Okay, well, here's a 23-point open house checklist with open house follow-up scripts. This is Tom Ferry. Open house tips and scripts. This is KW. Let's look at
this. You said one. Tom Ferry?
He's a longtime coach. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And okay. Let me make sure I've got record on.
Hand me that chair.
Okay, I'm recording. Okay, so can you see this?
Yes, I can. Okay. I can see that, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just go over it right quick. So tell me what brings you by the open house today. Or, we typically find that most people come to open houses either to look at a home of their own or to find the value of their house. Which one are you?
To find a home.
Well, no, I'm gonna let you do this in a minute. I'm just reading it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you live nearby? Come on in and let me know how this house compares to yours. Has anyone sat down and talked to you about the value of your home? And I would say yet. Add immediate value to the conversation by pulling up market stats. If some people are going to come into the open house and they're going to be like, leave me alone, I just want to look. But then I would definitely have the stats of the neighborhood available. I would have the comps available. And I would have some similar homes that are on the market available if there are any. And then before making the ask for a consult, you're going to always ask, if you were to sell, when do you think that would be? Okay, and this is if presuming they have a house to sell. No, they might be a renter, right? So, okay. So here's a buyer's agent tips and scripts. Ask a personal common interest question, such as how many pets do you have? How long have you lived in the city? One of the things is when you meet people at an open house, notice something about them, right? Right. Maybe the woman has on a beautiful scarf, or right. You can tell somebody just got their hair done, or if it's a man, just maybe whatever it is, you know how to be a human. You're good at that with Mary Kay. So and then you can say, don't follow them around the house. That's the big thing, because most people don't like that. I give people the option. I say, would you like for me to show you some of the features that you might not notice about the house? Or would you like for me to be available in the kitchen for any questions you might have? Some people are like, no, come along, talk to me. Other people are like, no, we're fine. Just we'll take a look on our own. Now, of course, that's the agreement with the seller that they can go on their own, especially if it's a vacant house. I don't mind that. If it's a house where there's a lot of personal items and my seller hasn't obeyed and put them away, I might put them in a drawer before I go. Right. So anyway, you're meeting them in a room, and you're saying, how many pets do you have? How long have you lived in the city? After you've made a connection and gathered, you say, this market moves very quickly. Have you talked to anyone around that? And what's your strategy for finding the next home? you first have to establish why they're looking, right? That's what
Right,
the
why
very
they're
first
there.
script is about.
Mhm. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. Yes.
So this is a Keller Williams agent. Is it, you want to practice that for a minute?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Wait.
Okay, you be the
I'll
agent.
be the listing agent.
It doesn't matter whether you're the listing
Okay.
agent or the buyer's agent. You're the agent holding the open house, so you can use both of them.
Okay. So
Oh,
hi. So okay. So hello. Thanks for coming to my open house. Tell me what brings you here today.
okay. I know you wouldn't say it like that.
Okay. Hold on.
You're really welcoming me. Hi, Lorinda. Hang on one sec.
Oh gosh.
Hey, Lorinda.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry for being a little tardy. I'm driving.
That's okay. Tracy is going to be holding an open house, and I'm going to be the buyer that walks in.
Okay, perfect. Good job.
And this is her first time doing this, so we're going to give her a lot of grace, and know that, you know, if this were a real life situation, and also the thing about these simulated role plays is in a real life situation, you're more yourself, right? And
Yeah.
so anyway, we're gonna start. So I knock knock.
Hi. Come on.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Tracy. I'm the listing agent. How are you?
Fine. I'm
Great.
Candace.
Hi, Candace. So tell me what brings you here today to the open house today?
Oh, you know, we've been looking for a house and we just haven't found one we liked.
Oh, okay. So what are you
So
looking for? Oh,
well, we're looking for a house that has a couple of acres, and we're looking for someplace where we could potentially put a horse, a couple of dogs. We like a modern home. We like the open concept, and 3 bedrooms minimum.
okay, great. Well, you come to the right place.
Really?
Yeah. Let me tell you a little about this house here. It's on 10 acres. It has 4 beds, 3 baths. Has a nice little backyard closed in for your dogs. How many horses do you have?
Well, we don't have any right now. We had 2, and we'd like to have 2 again.
Oh, okay, great. So you say how many people will be here in the home?
My husband and I.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so you can take a look around. And if you need any help, I'll be out here.
You can give me a choice. You can give me a choice.
Okay, would you like for me to take you around, show you around, or would you like to take a look on your own?
Yeah, you know, I'm good taking a look on my own. And is there anything I need to know specifically? This is where you could say things like the HVAC, depending on where you are, Tracy, and you wouldn't know this for this role play,
Okay.
but this is where you could say things like, well, the roof is brand new. They just replaced it in 2021. The HVAC is also brand new. The home comes with a warranty. They finished the basement a couple of years ago and it was permitted. You know, and it also has heating and cooling. And this is something you'll notice as you go through homes, even expensive homes where they finished the basement, but they didn't bother to put any vents in or route the HVAC to the basement rooms. So it's cool in the summer and cold in the winter. So you can really only use it a portion of the year.
Got it.
So you want to look for, when you're walking around houses, you want to look for vents on the floor, the wall, the ceiling, in a finished basement to make sure that it's finished. That's a little aside. So you might point out some of those things about the house. You might say, hey, there's a 4-stall barn with concrete floors and rubber mats. Just things and this is where you have the communication with the listing agent to find out the features of the home. So you wouldn't know that for the script role play, but we're just going to pretend you told me all that.
Got it. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, we've been looking in this neighborhood a while. Can you tell me a little bit about the price?
The price is $450.
Wow.
Most of the homes selling in this area are selling for 475, between 450 and 475. Completely lost now.
No,
450.
you're doing good. This is where you
Okay.
probably would pull out your market stats, and I may or may
Okay.
not express interest in them. For me, I might give them, because of my personality, I might give them a cursory glance. I'd be more inclined to trust you and
Okay.
hear you say, oh, they go for 475, and I'd be like, oh, okay, that's a good deal then, 450. So so then I'm probably going to ask you something, and this is preparation you can do, is why are the sellers selling? People always ask that. Why are they selling? So that's something you need to know from the listing agent.
Yes, okay. So they're downsizing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're
Okay.
retiring and want to move to warmer weather.
Would they leave some of the tack in the tack room?
I'm sure they will. I can definitely find that out for you.
Oh, good answer. Okay. Okay. And then you're going to want to find out some information about me. Like, do I have a home to sell? You're also going to want to
Right,
establish,
yes.
I've given you some ways to establish connections with me. Just my
Okay.
husband and myself, we like horses, we want some dogs.
Mhm.
So you could dig a little deeper into those, because if you get me talking about some, this is how I used to teach this class on developing rapport. When I saw somebody leaning in, because I hit on a topic that they were interested in, I'd go deep in that topic, because that's how they start to feel like, oh, I like this woman.
Got
She
it.
gets
Got
me, you know. So when you start to ask me about horses or dogs, what kind, how many, you know, what I get, you know, that kind of thing, then all of a sudden I get to talk about my passion, and I associate that with you. So you want to go there?
Okay. So what kind of dogs do you have?
Well, we don't have dogs right now. We
Hmm.
did have Saint Bernards, and they're big, messy, sheddy, drooly dogs, and I just loved every minute of it, even the inconvenience of it. But we probably my husband and I disagree about this, because he says that when you get a dog, especially a big dog, it's important that you know the history of the dog. So, and I'm like, no, you just get a rescue and love them into a new history. So I get my dog and he gets his dog, and then we love them both. So I don't
Great.
know yet. My dog's probably going to be some sort of mutt, and his dog's probably going to be a Presa Canario from Spain. So yeah.
Do you and your husband both ride horses or?
Yeah, we both do, as a matter of fact. It's been a while since I've ridden, but I used to take jumping, and I laugh and say that I could run and jump over the jumps I jumped over, but it's a lot more fun with the horse. They were pretty low.
I totally understand. I totally understand. My daughter used to ride, so I totally
Oh,
get that. Yeah.
really? Really? Does
So
she ride? She doesn't ride anymore?
no, she decided once she went off to college that she didn't need to do that anymore.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, did you go to shows and everything?
Yeah, she did have a couple of shows with the school that she was riding with.
Wow,
And she placed
fantastic.
first place in most of them. So there,
Oh, that's fantastic. So you know a little bit about horses. I like that.
just a little. I do know,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. So is
Um,
there a wash place in the barn?
yes, there is. There is a wash place. Gosh, you got me. There's come on, let's take a look out there.
Okay, good. I like that.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's good, Tracy. I like that. I mean, now I think you're fun. And with my personality, that's going to win every day of the week. So then as we're walking to the barn, now you're going to want to find out some things about me. Do I have a home to sell? How soon do I want to
Right.
move? All those buyer intake questions that you've got with you in the
Right.
house, and you can circle back to if you forget to ask anything. You've already asked me what type of house and the number of bedrooms. Good job on that. So now you've got to get a little bit into what my urgency is.
So Candace, how soon are you looking to move?
I'd like to move tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'd like to move tomorrow. We're probably not going to be able to move tomorrow. It looks probably more like 3 months, just because we've got to get rid of a lot of things and
Okay.
organize and pack and all that kind of thing. And our house needs a little teeny bit of updating.
So are you going to sell your current home or are you going to keep it?
Yeah, we really need to sell it. We really need to sell it to have the down payment and everything for the new property.
Okay.
Little pro tip, if you're not going there, you've got Knock, you've got Homeward, and you've got Ribbon Homes.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
so you could say, you don't have to get into all that information now, but you could say, sounds like we need to get together. I've got some programs, and you want to stretch that out a little bit for me, that what would it look like if you could go ahead and buy and then get organized and sell your home? How would that feel? That's the kind of question you want to ask around that. And then when I go, oh my gosh, that would be amazing, then you want to say, sounds like we should get together, because I've got some programs that might help you do that.
Okay, okay.
So let's go back. Let's back up. We're walking to the barn.
So Candace, how soon are you looking to move?
Today, if I could, but realistically, probably more like 90 days. We've got a house, and we've got a lot of junk, and we've got to go through it and pack, and I've got a little bit of up. We need to paint, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's probably going to be more like 3 months, and but I'd like to get it done right now.
So Candace, what if we sat down and had a conversation? I do have some programs that may be of interest to you, that can help you get things together so that you can move sooner, tomorrow.
Well, like what do you mean?
Um,
So you're gonna say, what if so there are programs where you could actually go ahead and buy the new home and only have one mortgage, and then sell your home after you're moved in.
okay, so there are programs out here where you can actually go on and buy your new home while only paying one mortgage. Right. Until you get it in order to get it sold, right?
Wow. Yeah, I'd like to hear more about that. And I would say I have some programs. I wouldn't say there are programs out there.
Okay,
Make it specific to you, because that's a value you can add.
Okay, I have programs.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that sounds like something I'd love to know about. It would be so great to get moved and then be able to go back in and see what we need and what we don't need. So now you're going to go for the close.
Okay, so
the close is always.
Yes. So are you available during the week or the weekend for us to sit down and have
Weekend is better for me.
Okay. So I have a 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Which is better for you?
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday. Yes, sorry. Saturday or Sunday.
I would just give me Saturday at 12 and Sunday at 2.
So normally okay, yeah.
I know. Don't worry
the
about
week
it.
or the weekend. Okay, Saturday or Sunday, got it. Yes. So I have a 2 o'clock or a 12 o'clock and a 2 o'clock on Sunday.
2 o'clock works.
Okay, so all I need is when we get back into the house, if you could just give me your address, telephone number, and I can reach out to you or stop by.
Yeah. So you want to make sure you have a phone call with me first, where you can do all those seller intake forms.
Got it.
Okay. So you
Okay.
can set that up. So you're going to say, well, you take it from there. You're just going to set that up. You're going to say, would it be all right if I called you on Saturday to ask you some questions so I can be fully prepared?
Okay, yes. So Candace, would it be okay if I gave you a call on Saturday to get all of the information so that I'm prepared for Sunday at 2 o'clock?
Absolutely. And if you can, and this is me listening to that, what I just said and told you to say, if you can tie it back to a value to the client, so that I can make sure the time is really productive for you.
Yes. Okay. So Candace, if I could give you a call on Saturday to get the information that I need so that I can be prepared for you on Tuesday, so that your time is, I know your time is of value to you.
Fantastic. That sounds great.
Okay. All right.
Great. Okay.
Thanks.
You want to run through it again?
Oh, okay.
You got it now.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm sweating. Listen, I'm sweating here.
No, this is practice role play.
Yes, okay.
This is practice role play.
Okay.
And sometimes, the majority of time, if people are really looking to sell and they don't have representation, it's that easy. I can't tell you, you're like, wait, this is supposed to be way harder. And somebody's like, no, that's okay, let's meet. And nine times out of 10, you're the only agent they're meeting with, so you got the deal. So it's just a matter of building that little bit of rapport. It's like we say, real estate isn't hard. It's very
Right.
simple.
Yeah. Right. Yes, it is. Just knowing the right, knowing what to say when. Okay, let's go. Let's do
And
this.
and this is the other part of it is that when you're with somebody in person, it's a little harder on Zoom, but when you're with somebody in person, you're going to read them a little better. I mean, if I were acting like, not looking at you and not making eye contact, you're going to approach me in a different way than if I'm being like, hi,
Right. Yeah.
Um,
And I definitely would, like, if I'm put on the
Yeah.
spot, like in person, I could definitely,
so
let's say,
we've got this little bubble right here that is what it is. So this is just about you practicing phrases and words.
okay. Alrighty. Okay. So,
Knock, knock.
hi, welcome. Come right in. I'm Tracy and you are?
I'm Candace. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Candace. So tell me what brings you here today.
Oh,
My
well, I saw your signs and I thought I'd stop in and look. We've been looking for a house for a while. So, I thought I'd come in and see what this one's about.
Oh, so what are you looking for?
Well, we'd like a house with at least a couple acres because we'd like some horses and dogs. And if I don't say why I want the acres, you're going to ask me why.
Okay.
But because in fact, we'd like a couple of acres and a minimum of 3 bedrooms.
Oh, so what are you going to do?
I like to cook, so I wanted a nice kitchen.
Great, great, great. So what are you going to do with all the acreage?
Well, we like animals, and so we'd like to have another couple of horses and some dogs, and I really want goats.
Oh, okay. So do you have any of those now?
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
We've got to wait for land.
Oh, okay, Candace. Well, you're in for a treat today. So this house, this house is on 5 acres. I hope that's plenty.
Yeah.
It has a barn for all your goats and your horse. It has a lovely backyard with a dog run. It's 4 beds, 3 baths.
What's the price?
The price is $475.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to ask me, how does that sound to you?
How does that sound to you?
Yeah, that's about right. We've been looking in that price range.
Oh, great, great, great. So large family, small family, how many? I wasn't supposed to say that, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because I just got back from family drama.
Yeah. Shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
Just you
Getting
probably
a
just
little ahead
wanna,
of myself. I'm sorry.
that's okay. You probably just want to say some, you know what to say. So go ahead and say it.
Right. Okay. So, oh gosh, let's just get past that. Okay, so your family's moving in, great. So do you ride horses?
Wait, you want to ask me who's going to be living in, you're going to say who's going to be living in the house with you, or will it be your home?
Right. So, Candace, so who's moving in the home who will be in the home with you? Just you?
Or you can ask how many people will be living in the home.
How many people will be living in the home, Candace?
Just my husband and I.
Oh, okay, great. And are you both riders?
Yeah, we
Ride
are.
horses? Okay, great. So how soon are you looking to move?
Oh man, I'd move today if I could, but I think it's going to take us probably about 90 days. We've got a house to get ready and all the packing.
Okay, all the packing. And so should I tell you now about the programs that I have that could, Candace, I have programs that could help you move today, that would allow you to pay 1 mortgage while getting your home ready for sale. Is that something that would be interesting to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So how about, what if we got together so I could give you that information? Is that something that you would be interested in?
Yeah, I'd rephrase that a little bit.
Okay.
This sounds like we need to talk.
Okay. So, Candace, it sounds like we need to talk.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Yeah. So, when are you available for that? During the week or the weekend?
Weekend is better.
The weekend, okay, Candace, so I have an availability on Saturday at 12 o'clock and Sunday at 2 o'clock. But I would like to get some information for you prior to us actually sitting down.
Wait, lock
Um,
me into the appointment first.
okay, lock you into the appointment first. Okay, Candace, I have availability on Saturday at 12 and Sunday at 2. Which works
Sunday at
better?
2 works.
Sunday at 2 works better for you. Okay, great. So I will see you on Sunday at 2 o'clock. But before we meet,
And before we meet. And
and be-
before we meet.
and
Don't put
before
any
we,
negatives in there.
okay, and before we meet, I would like to give you a call to get some information so that I'm prepared for Sunday at
And
2.
And so here's the thing. I'm sitting there going, oh my God, how long is this phone call going to take? Because I, it doesn't sound fun. It sounds like information. So you might say something like, would it be all right if I gave you a call to ask you about 10 questions that might take about 15 minutes before we meet, so I can make sure that I've got enough information to make our time together truly productive, something like that.
Okay. Candace, would it be okay if I gave you a call for about a quick 10-minute call to get a few questions, get some information from you so that I'm prepared for Sunday?
Don't just lose the word information.
Okay, lose the word.
I think of a CIA interrogation.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so Candace, would it be
You
okay
can
if
say something like, so that I can make sure I understand what your needs truly are. That makes it about me.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, she wants to understand my needs. Okay.
Okay, so Candace, would it be okay if I gave you a call, quick 10-minute call to get, to find out what your needs are?
Yeah.
Okay,
And I'm going, when?
okay, Saturday, if I gave you a call,
Yeah, that works. What time?
what time's good for you? Quick 10-minute call.
Um,
Want to be respectful of your
say,
time.
say 2 o'clock again.
Okay, so I'll give you a call at Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. I would direct the times. You want to guide them. You don't want to let them dictate your schedule. You want to dictate your own schedule.
Okay.
So you might have had a hair appointment planned for 2 p.m., in which case you just messed up your hairdresser. So, so I would just say, look at your calendar and see your times. And you also, for me, I want as much time to prepare as possible. So I'd probably want to do it at least on Friday.
Okay.
So that I could get the pre-listing packet together. Not that that's going to change anything, but also I want to get the pre-listing packet over the day before. But in this case, you don't know that it's a listing appointment. You're going to establish that when you ask your questions.
Okay.
So, good job. Oh my goodness. It was so much better the second time.
Oh,
It's the closes. It's the closes where you need to work. Because you're hesitant about asking for the close. And I know what's going through your head. It's like, it's fear of no, fear of, it's hard to ask somebody for something. But
yes.
that's the practice. And I'm just going to be, my perception is that, well, you're a professional. I'm going to meet with you and you're going to tell me what your times are because you're busy. That's the impression I got. I didn't get the impression of, so make sure that you don't feel bad about that.
Okay.
And remember, let me look at the 5 ways to close right quick. Really? I think my mouse is dying. Well, I can't look at the 5 ways to close because my mouse isn't working. But Google the different closes for real estate, and you'll see the soft close. You'll see the hard close. What are some of the other closes? Anyway, just Google that, and I would start practicing those. Do you have your script role play partner, right? Both of you?
No, I do not.
Okay, I would definitely get one because you don't want to practice like this on your clients.
Right.
You want to have this practice down. I still, to this day, before I go on a listing appointment in the car, I am practicing the heck out of it. It's like when you go on a job interview and you practice what you're going to say, because they're going to say, well, tell me about your life. So you practice those questions. Well, on a listing interview, you know, I want to practice objections. I want to practice anything that they could say, well, we thought our house was worth more. I want to practice how I'm going to handle that kind of thing. So when you're going on an appointment like this, you want to practice, you know, you haven't talked to her at all about what you would do on the seller intake, about what she thinks her house is worth. And you haven't been able to pull comps because you haven't gotten an address yet. You know, you haven't left to be able to do that. And of course, you're going to remember to ask for the address and phone number, so that you can follow up with this person. And then I would immediately write them, because this is like from a Sunday to a Sunday, potentially, because you're holding the open house on a Sunday and you're going to meet the following Sunday. So yeah, you've got some time to prepare. So I'd make sure you get that phone number and address, and make sure you can read it. Sometimes we're like, here you go. We're afraid to look at it. And then when we look at it after they're gone, they're like, what? Is that an 8 or a 0? Is that a 3? So make sure you can read it.
So this script here, this KW out front, where is this?
I just Googled open house. When you said you wanted to do open houses, I just Googled open house scripts. And this one came up. Tom Ferry came up. Gosh. I just changed the battery in this too, but Tom Ferry came up and he had some good scripts, some great follow-up scripts.
Okay.
So just you can do your research.
Ferry, okay.
And we've got scripts, of course, in our PC Google Drive. I just didn't come across. I didn't want to weed through them because there's a bunch of them in there. But they're in there, and they're really great scripts in there. So any questions before we get started on our one thing?
Oh, no, no questions right now.
I'm going to say good job.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you're a natural at it. It's just practicing those closes and getting more comfortable with that.
Okay.
So I didn't get any questions, but I will like to say Tracy showed so much energy, and you could see her, your eyes lit up, Candace, when she mentioned, oh yeah, my daughter rode. And that was a great bonding moment, at least for me. I felt the genuineness of the comment. Oh yeah, my daughter rode. And then you asked questions about her daughter riding, and she's still into it. And, you know, she explains, well, my daughter grew out of it, kind of, sort of, but the whole jumping into it was a real bonding moment. And it felt real genuine, like, you know, you all were not friends, but it was like, oh, wow, that's great. And, you know, you all, the energy level just exploded at that moment. Yeah. Tracy did a really good job at, you know, honing that in and containing that energy to move into the next question about the barn. So I like that.
Great observation. Absolutely. That was so true, because I did, all of a sudden I was connected. And then you said, let's go look at the barn. And I was like, oh, I like this woman. And that's, you know, and this is me. Of course I like you, but that was me being a buyer, not knowing you. So yeah, great observation, Lorinda, and good job, Tracy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you both. Thank you.
Not scary at all, is it?
No, you know, the scary thing for me is knowing enough about like what to say in the real estate moment, like the house, or what's like the HVAC, bringing up, you know, it's a new roof or something like that. Those types of things for me. Like once I can kind of like get that, I can, you know what I mean? I can let it flow, you know, at least get what I need. Or
yeah, so when you're reviewing the house that you're going to hold open and you're reviewing those things, the one thing you don't want to do is information dump. I know you've learned that in Mary Kay. You don't, you know,
right.
You don't need to tell everybody everything you know.
Exactly.
People don't want to know what you know until they know you care, right? So, but you do want to have that information if somebody's showing a genuine interest in the house, and you know that's, and also remember the features and benefits. We really didn't get into that, but for instance, you could say, you know, you might notice that this house is really dust free. That's because that they just had the HVAC, a new HVAC put in, and it's very efficient. And I'm going to be like, the house is dust free. I don't have to dust every single day. Oh, that's a benefit, right?
Right.
And so you bring it home like that instead of just the HVAC is replaced, which that was my bad. Or I'm trying to think, like you mentioned you like to cook. This is me talking to a buyer. You mentioned you like to cook. Well, you might appreciate that they just had this brand new Viking range put in, and it's got, blah, 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 which makes boiling pasta. It's got the hot water arm, so it makes boiling pasta just a snap. And also the very silent dishwasher. You bring out the features of it so that you're like, when you're sitting since this is an open concept, when you're sitting in the other room, and you can do dishes at the same time, you don't have to wait till you go to bed to turn on the dishwasher because it's so silent. That's a great thing for your family. So you start to learn, and that's a house by house thing. So you don't have to know all of that all at once. It's just when you're preparing for your open house and getting familiar with what the house has to offer. And honestly, a lot of listing agents don't go that thoroughly into it. So you be the person who draws that out for them and just saying, so when you look at the seller's property disclosure, you don't want to be a pest about it, but you want to say, you want to find out like what they love about the house. And when I do listings, one of the things I give my sellers, if they've lived in the house, if it's an investor, it's different, but when they've lived in the house, I give them a sheet to fill out, and it's 5 things I've loved about this community, 5 things I've loved about this neighborhood, and 5 things I've loved about this house. And then I put that in a frame and put it on the kitchen counter so people can look at that, because that's a way to bond with people. But that's just part of your open house prep. But your scripts you did great on.
Thank you. I need to practice a little more. Thank you.
We always practice.
Okay.
Always practice.
I'm definitely going to practice more. I've been like running from that, but I'll practice a little more. Thank you.
It'll make you feel so much more confident, so when somebody walks in, it's not like, what do I do now? It's, hi.
Right.
Let me help you if I can.
Right. Okay.
Because I can.
Right. And I will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Lorinda? I like the roof of your car.
Oh no, I'm in the car. Okay, on the sidebar. Well, let me answer your question first.
Okay.
No, I got it. Tracy did really well. Oh, it's flooded here. Tracy did really well. So I'm with Tracy. Got to practice a whole lot more to get comfortable. So I guess next week when you ask for a volunteer, I'll put myself out there.
Oh,
Sounds good, Lorinda. All right. Well, this is the thing. When you put yourself out there, you get to pick what kind of script you want to do, and you get to pick, well, you learn better if you're the agent. So, but you get to pick the script you want to work on.
Okay. I'll do that.
All right. What are one things? Lorinda,
Well,
since you're
one thing
already on, what's your one thing for today?
Continue my phone calls and update my database on some of the contacts that I received.
Good deal. And Tracy?
yes, definitely. I'm definitely going to do that. Let me tell you. So yesterday I sat here and I did do a few calls for real estate, and I didn't get anyone. So I was sitting here and I said, okay, Tracy, you have to make this day productive. So I just sat here and I just started sending like to my Mary Kay world, just like thank you text just for being my client for the year, da 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 da, and immediately people just started responding. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, I need to place an order. So I was like, okay, so that's what I need for real estate. Like I need to build that, that business in Georgia for that, because I know once I get it, I can move with it when you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was like, okay, that's what I need right now.
You know what it feels like. So that's just what you have to build.
Exactly. Right.
Good job. Well, my one thing is I have a buyer that I talked to when I left on vacation, and I told her I would follow up with her today. So she's moving to Georgia. So I've got to talk with her and get out of vacation head and get into real estate head.
So after you have that conversation with her, I would like to hear like what happened with that, because I have a woman here in Jersey who's looking to move to Georgia, you know.
Yeah.
She just retired. So I just need to know how to follow up with her. You know what I mean? Like get the information and all of that stuff that I need, and, you know, just how that conversation would go.
Yeah, so it's a buyer intake sheet. I'm just gonna do a buyer intake sheet.
Got it. Okay.
Ask her all the questions that I can to find out how I can serve her best. She wants to move in January, so, but she probably isn't gonna move right into a home because she can't buy it sight unseen. So, I'm probably gonna have to help her find a short-term rental as well while we look. So I'm just gonna find out what she needs and then plug in there.
Okay.
But what, all I'm gonna do today is buyer intake question. Buyer
Okay.
intake.
Okay. So I did do that, but there are a few other questions I need to ask. So, okay. So I'm on the right track. Okay.
Yeah, you are. And then if she hasn't figured out what area of Georgia, you consider each city has a, you know, about Roswell or Awesome Alpharetta. And then there's the city, the city site that has the events and things like that. So you can send her some of those to research. She may have already done it, so I would ask first, like this buyer, she's already researched the heck out of it. The problem is she wants to buy a home that in a price point that's probably not going to happen in the area she wants to buy in. So we're probably gonna have to move her out to Cumming or so, or she's gonna have to come up. But there's
All right.
always something to solve in real estate. It's what I love about it. Strategic problem solving is what we do.
Okay. Okay.
All right, well, I'm back. So if you all need anything, I think Bill's up in the mountains. So you just give me a call if I can help with anything. Okay, I'll be available all day. And so just anything I can help with.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Bye. Thanks for being on here
Have a great
today.
day, you
Okay.
lady.
Have a
Okay.
nice weekend. Happy holiday.
Thank you.
Happy holiday. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.